What's going on, everyone? My name is Skiz. Welcome to another installment today of what we usually call the Graffiti Freight Train watching series. We have a line of tankers today, actually, and I like to throw a line of tankers in the series every now and then, only because specifically this one has a few pieces on it, which I'll be showcasing specifically, sort of like the one behind me. More specifically, we like to take a look at the tankers because the tankers have a lot of the really great tag styles on them, throwy styles on them, and tags and throwies are just as important, if not more important, to take a look at as pieces. So without further ado, we'll jump right into it. I'm not going to show this piece too much just because it was in another episode. I will link that episode over in the corner wherever it is. But you'll see some names that you recognize here that we've seen before. We have Ophis, that guy who I have learned is known as Snowy Owl. But yeah, I like to take a look at a lot of these great little tag styles, things like that. We got Petco, Last Minute Kid, more debut stuff. If I see a lot of stuff from writers we've already seen, I might sort of pass over it a little bit quicker. This is a huge throwy here. It's got a nice 2020 on it. That's awesome. That's a great throw. I love both those throwies. Nice to see the 2020 up there too. A lot of people say that 2020's sort of been sucking. To me, I don't know, a lot of people have a right to complain that 2020 sucks, but if you don't have a legitimate right to complain about 2020, then don't, because for a lot of people it hasn't been that bad. But something else that isn't that bad are the two pieces here behind me. Let's take a look at them. Yeah, these are great simple pieces right here. Oh, beer dads, I get it. Not a fan of the different E styles there, but I'm just being nitpicky. Another 2020 though. Really great to see that. Yeah, pieces on tankers are incredibly underrated in my opinion. That's what I think, anyway. Something up here, someone I've talked to a few times. We have an Aviz piece right there. Great to see some Aviz stuff. Here's another one. Great character work by him. More Last Minute Kid. Another Last Minute Kid. Very tough tag style right there. I like that. Shama. Got the little feet running under there. Love that. What means the world to you? Leave it in the comments. What means the world to you guys? Yeah, it's funny seeing a lot of the out of context stuff that gets put on these cars here. Bale again, same guy who had that dope throwy back that way. But as I was saying, it's interesting to see all the sort of stuff that you see on here that's sort of out of context when you see it. But I think what is in the mind frame of a lot of that gets written up there is just that it makes sense when it's being written, or with whoever you guys are writing it with. And I think for a lot of people, writing sort of random stuff like that down serves as a nice sort of memory of the time that they were out. Dope little Markall throwy. Love seeing the Markall throwies. We got Relax up in here. Love that X. Awesome X right there. I mean, the whole tag either flows or it doesn't in that, obviously. Flows all the way through, which is nice, but I always have an appreciation for writers who work with the letter X, because it's an annoying letter. We got Shrub here. Here's an interesting little sort of throwy-ish thing. I'll just give you a nice little walkabout of this. We got Debut up there. We got Nah. Beer Can Benny. Loser Lee, that's a name you see up quite a bit actually. We got a Noose. We've seen Noose's pieces on here in the past. So while I have a second here, anyone who's new to the channel, we have tons of these Graffiti Freight Train watching episodes available now. I can link you to the entire playlist up in the corner where the cards are. It's worth a look. Specifically, the first few episodes start off with a bang. We had lots of freight cars. It's one of the many series we do here on the channel. It's one of the most highly voted for when I asked my subscribers on the community page. So it's one that's always going to be on here. I love doing it. And it's really important to take a look at a lot of the great graffiti going on the freights. That's how you can get exposure to stuff that is not just in your community, but happening in other graffiti communities. That's one of the beauties about freights and that kind of thing. And speaking of beauties, we got this awesome mad piece right here. Yeah, that's just awesome. Very sharp style right there. Fairly balanced in terms of negative space. Sort of a bit of a big negative space in the D that isn't in the M, but that's just me analyzing stuff here. I really, really like this. He's made it very equal, he or she, in terms of the cuts right there, there, and there through the letters. This piece is a great example of how a simplistic style, or sort of semi-simplistic style, can still be top-notch. It just has to be done right, and that's exactly what this has been. It's been done right, and this is exactly what a lot of writers should work towards, I think. I think there's far too much emphasis these days on the really complex wild style stuff because people nowadays don't learn to appreciate this kind of thing before they learn to appreciate a lot of the really wild style stuff. This is, to me, right up there with the best kinds of graph. He left room for a buddy there. That's what we like to see in the graffiti community. No beef with anyone. Always leave room for your friends on freights. That's what I'd like to say. Another relax tag. Really feeling that letter S right there. We got relax and wand. We've seen wand up with noose a lot. Beautiful solid combat tag here. Huge noose tag. Zio. Brotherly love. We all know the city of brotherly love is Philly. I hope I'm not wrong there, otherwise I sound like an idiot. Beautiful sort of style there. I'm all for complex sort of tags like that as well. Yeah, you'll never see me putting down any particular style of graph. I think they're all good. I think people need to chill out a little bit in terms of saying, only this is good, you're only cool if you do tags, or only throwies and tags, or whatever. Just, you know, I don't understand why everyone can't just get along. It's very strange to the graffiti community. T-shirt. That's a dope name. We got Fair One up. Awesome. Love the little flare on the bottom and the top there. As a personal favorite, flares are definitely up there. Loving this little character right here. Yeah. Oh look, it's a cheese. Yeah, that's half the fun of looking at this stuff, just seeing some randomness. Sugar Man. Got another Ava's and Petco. Peter tag. Awesome style there. I like that color. I wonder if that's like a green Markall or if that's something fancier. Nice little flare tag there too. Loving the spray can. Congrats Jason and Chrissy on a new house. Congrats Jason and Chrissy. Congratulations on your new house. I hope you're enjoying it. Ooh, I like that. I love that character work. And part of the reason I think I like it so much is because I never do it, and that type of stuff is the hardest to me. I think it's the hardest to me because, like, obviously I don't practice it very much. So yeah, it's just super cool to see all that kind of stuff. And honestly, all the elements of Graff, including the character work and that kind of thing, they all work off of each other, and you can build them all by building the other ones up. In a way, it's sort of like weightlifting. You know, you can only do deadlifts, but your deadlift will be a lot stronger if you also do squats. They build off of each other, and that's the same thing with elements of graffiti. Your tags improve, it'll improve your throws improving, it'll improve your pieces, and actually sort of the other way around too a little bit, so don't forget that. It's important to practice all of them. But that's pretty much it for this episode. I got a couple more cool things here I'll get for you. Check out more of the Graffiti Freight Train watching episodes, one of our biggest series, as I said. If you have a minute, hey, check some other stuff out on the channel. We do some reviews here. I showcase a lot of my work as well. Leave in the comments if you saw anyone you knew here, because that's what we like to do. We like to see our fellow Graff writers up on the freights and the tankers. Until my next one, peace.